This is a short video outlining an innovative teaching and curriculum design, namely flipping the law classroom. The innovative teaching approach sits within a Level 4 first year undergraduate law module at Birmingham City University called Skills, Processes and Scholarship, and I'm the module leader of that module. The actual detail of the module, the curriculum design and the rationale that underpins that curriculum design, along with details of the assessments, can be found in the supporting documentation that accompanies my application, although I have given you a quick snapshot of the curriculum design and methods of assessment on the slide in front of you. You might be looking at that slide and thinking, well, that's quite innovative and creative in itself, Emma, so what's the issue? The issue sits around the staff-student ratio within the law school and the number of law students that were recruited onto the LLB in the academic year 2013 and 14, namely about 340 students. The decision was made that the teaching model to be used on the LLB this year were weekly 2-hour lectures and fortnightly 1-hour seminar sessions. But this teaching pedagogical model doesn't work well with the skills module. The skills module needs dedicated longer seminar sessions that place emphasis on the doing and allow for clinical legal education simulation. We need longer sessions in order to provide scaffolding and support for students, and it requires a move away from the traditional pedagogy in HE, which I've outlined on the slide in front of you. The solution for me to create time on the workload and the timetable for students was to flip the classroom. By flipping the classroom, and the pedagogical module for that is shown on the slide in front of you, I was allowed to have 2-hour fortnightly seminars in the skills module, which allowed us to embed the pedagogical curriculum design as shown on the slide. The benefits of this were numerous. The 2-hour seminar sessions allowed creation of recognition for process as part of the learning journey of students, not just recognition of the product. We know that students who take a surface approach to learning tend to rely on rote learning, receiving information passively, viewing it simply as material that needs to be learnt in order to pass an exam or a coursework. That isn't prompting the high-level skills that are recognised by Bloom that support and promote active deeper learning as recognised by Biggs, Entwistle and Ramsden. The 2-hour seminars allowed us to develop this active deeper learning approach. Another benefit was that lectures were delivered by a variety of academics across the entire law school who delivered lectures on their specialist research areas. Flexibility was a key aspect and benefit in terms of not only did it create the time in the workload and timetable for the 2-hour seminars, but also it allowed students with multiple demands on their time outside of the university and within the university the flexibility to structure their own independent learning and engagement with the online materials. The 2-hour seminars that were created by this model allowed for us to embed elements of reflection within the seminar sessions, thereby tutors could give feedback within the seminar students on a formative basis, which allowed the students to then feed forward into their summative assessment, the e-portfolio. And obviously there's application for using the online materials for distance learning purposes. We've just started the evaluation with students of the module. This is the first year that it's run in this pedagogical model, so it's the first year of the flipped lecture model. I'm currently working through over 300 evaluations from students, but the slide in front of you gives you a snapshot of some of the positive feedback we've had from students so far in relation to the model. However, we shouldn't reflect just with a rose-tinted spectacle approach. We need to be critical, and lessons that can be shared from some of the challenges and negative aspects that we've had with regards to the flipped classroom approach in the law school are just as valuable as some of the positive feedback. I've summarised that on the slides in front of you. Happy to discuss these more in the actual interview should I be shortlisted. Some snapshots quickly for you here. Staff concerns with regards to cost, workload, redundancy of them as lecturers, and losing the performance element of lectures. There's a variety of comments and solutions that I've made on the slides. There are cheap and quick ways of recording online materials that aren't difficult and can be accessed by majority of the lecturers within law schools. It does require ongoing support and training for staff, but I think that's a worthwhile investment. Lectures aren't static and shouldn't be seen as being, once recorded, as being never needing updating. So staff won't be redundant, they're just using teaching time in a more productive way with students. And you can still be creative with your performance in terms of how you use technology with regards to your online materials. Pedagogy should be the driver, but technology can be the accelerator that allows you to get there a little bit quicker. There are also limitations with regards to feedback from students on the use of technology, lack of compatibility with their tablets and PCs if they were accessing materials off campus. There are workarounds for that, for example, by uploading all the materials and embracing a MOOC style approach with a dedicated institutional YouTube channel. That wasn't something I was allowed to use at BCU this year, so I've had to find other workarounds, such as uploading materials to our virtual learning environment Moodle in a variety of formats. I'd be happy to show you those again if I was shortlisted at interview, so you can get a feel for those different formats. I've also worked with the IT team here at BCU to develop some bespoke software that bolts onto our virtual learning environment that allows students to access Moodle, our VLE, from a variety of tablets and have no problems with the compatibility issues. Some people say, well, how can you check students are actually engaging? In a lecture, I can see the whites of their eyes, I can take a register, I know they're there. Well, my response would be attendance doesn't actually mean engagement. And you can use the features of your virtual learning environment at BCU, that's Moodle, to take a more proactive approach. So you can actually intervene where you've got struggling students. So for example, you can use conditional completion tracking on Moodle, so students can't progress to materials within your virtual learning environment until they've completed satisfactory a number of tasks, perhaps formative quizzes or discussions, so you can see if they're struggling. You could also use software such as iSpring. It's a couple of £100 for a licence, so you can actually embed quizzes within the online lectures themselves to make them more engaging and less static. So where next? We've recorded all of the online lectures for the current academic year, but they need to be updated over the summer of 2014. We're going to update them using the feedback from the module evaluation with students and also from staff. And we're going to use students to actually help us produce some of the online material, so they're more actively involved in curriculum design. We definitely need to increase the engagement factor more so that we're not having just static online materials. It's been a time-consuming process, but it's been very rewarding. Would I do it again? Would I flip the classroom again? Definitely. One of the benefits for me has been the level of student feedback and the positive student feedback I've had from the experience. This has culminated in me being nominated by BCU law students and shortlisted in the Engaging Inspiring Teacher category at the BCU Extra Mile Awards, and it's a really lovely experience to be nominated by students in relation to this category. Thank you for listening, and if you've got any more questions, please do feel free to contact me.